two zones: the orchard, the heavy canopy, and the light canopy. In the light canopy, we have trees that actually do not provide too much cover per se, where we have seats and where we can hold events within the school. And of course, we have the heavy canopy, which is provided mainly for the shelter. Of course, we are going to, as time goes on, we are going to construct chairs for relaxation, and probably because of the ICT center, there might be Wi-Fi that might extend to that particular place. And this section is the mini orchard zone, where we have plants like the citrus aurantiflora, the Phoenix dactylifera, and the cashew, the occidentalis. And of course, when we move further after the first phase, which is the first, beyond it is the major orchard area, which is going to be covered by 600 plants. And these 600 plants are mainly fruit-bearing crops with economic importance. Think about it. You are students in this environment, and then you have mango that is ripe, that is colorful, and that is nutritious, and you have lime, and you have cashew. You know, all these complaints about this place being dull is going to be over in some years to come, right? And of course, if you might have noticed, you see what we are doing here is actually not in relation to what you see around the environment. Now, tell me, which tree do you see dominating this environment? Name three, right? Why do you think we are not including name three here? I expect those in botany to answer that. Why do you think we are not including name 3 here? Now, one thing with name 3, because we expect you to get this knowledge and probably replicate it wherever you go elsewhere, right? One thing about name 3 is that name 3 is a very fast-growing tree, and people that don't know the environment much, don't know about biodiversity, don't know about allelopathy. What they usually do is that they collect money from sponsors. They collect money from sponsors, and then they will give them a result within a short period of time. Because once you plant a name, before 5 years, you see them growing, right? But one thing about name is that they are not native. They are exotic, because the word Azadirachta indica, that indica means it's from India, right? Yes. So now, it being exotic is not just the factor. Another factor is the fact that it has allelopathic property. This allelopathic property actually gives it the ability to dominate and prevent other trees and even some shrubs and grasses from growing around it. This is why wherever you go to see in farmlands, you see they prune it before they start doing their farming. So it discourages biodiversity. And what we are after in this environment is to have biodiversity. We are looking at the economic value, we are looking at the biodiversity, and we are looking about the healthy of the soil to encourage other species to grow. This is why we uproot all the name trees that are on in this particular area. So now what we are doing today is we are showing our appreciation to Mr. Emeka and where's Barrister Zara for bringing this, and of course ultimately the major goal will go to our VC because she's the one that brought them to us, right? A round of applause for both of them. So they've done the first phase and they are going to do 400 for us, so it's our responsibility now to plant 200. So now why we gather you here is to actually practically plant the crops with our own hands, because we are going to be the custodians of this particular project. Once they finish, they go, it's us and those that are coming behind you. So I'll be by the background and you guys are going to be the ones to take charge. So if there's anything Mr. Emeka, the Vice Chancellor of Barrister, will say before we move in, please.
Okay, is it good afternoon or morning? Good morning. Okay, it's good morning, but the sun is very high. Yes. So that's why it's looking like it's afternoon. Yes. Good morning, our upcoming conservators.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's good to see that you have shown interest in actually the environment and in trying to conserve the environment. We are here today solely because of the Shell Petroleum Development Company through Offshore Labs. Okay, so Mr. Emeka is the MD of the Offshore Lab, and in as much as the university always has this idea of wanting to establish something like this, but I must say that this is the conception of offshore labs, and also with the support of Shell Development Company. They have given us this. All we did was to give them space for them to be able to establish the orchard. They have done their own part, and it is now our turn to do our own part. And just like your patron has said, the ball is now in your court. Taking care of these trees is not going to be the sole responsibility of